Yep, keep it in a tempo, consistent tempo. And as you go higher, it's going to feel like you're opening more until we get to about B flat B. Good. So you did open more. I just want to correct it because you opened more in the front rather than the back. So your mouth opened more, which we need sometimes, but the back is what we really need. You need to feel like your larynx is actually lowering as you go higher. It's incrementally. Yeah, and the reason I'm about to say that you're a little bit out of tempo is because you're spending more time on the top note, and I don't want you to. I want it to be da 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 da. That top note is no more important than everything else if you keep it in tempo. Yeah, there you go. If you pay too much attention to the top, then it'll actually get out of tempo. And for the sake of warming up, it's better for your voice if you just treat it like everything is the same. I mean, there are certain things we have to change, but in terms of landing on things and making things seem more important, that's no good for warm-ups. Yeah, beautiful. That's exactly right. That's what I'm looking for. Good. You lost a little bit of space. The tempo was good, but you lost a little bit of space initially. And then that created less space as you went along. Good for you. Yep, so keep that space, but also have this. So the top is fine. The top note I'll buy, but the bottom needs to be a little bit more resonant. Open. Oh. It's a weird spot in the voice. Yeah. Try not to tighten it as you go higher. Just don't worry about the open space as much. Yeah, it just becomes more flexible on top. It's probably the best way to think about it. This is still open in the throat. This is F major. You'll definitely be done between 4 and 5. You need to start thinking about it at 4 and then 5. Just think about flexibility and stretch. I would love to see you do it. It's not bad, but I'd love to see you do it without spreading the mouth. In a tempo. Da, 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 da. And no note is more important than the other. Good. But you actually started spread. You didn't spread during the exercise, but you started spread. So just make sure it's as best you can. Much better. Yeah. Does that make sense? Good. So we're at F sharp major now. So between the third note and the fourth note, that's where you're going to start stretching a little bit more. Okay? Open throat at the beginning. Good. Just keep those sides of the mouth tall. The way you start is fine. If you look back at this video, the way you start is fine. It's that during the exercise, that last one at least, you went sideways. Okay? Good. Now keep it consistent, airflow, consistent tempo, and don't emphasize any one note over the other. Good. Started off a little squeeze, send a little bit more air for me, but everything else was good. That initial burst that you had was perfect, and then when you restarted, it got strained again and went sideways. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Then it spread. Yeah, don't let it spread wide. I mean, tilt the voice. The best singers tilt. Do you know what I mean by tilt? The laryngeal tilt? Mm-hmm. Yeah, your muscles are not used to tilting, I think. I mean, they tilt a little bit, but the actual extra laryngeal tilt that I'm looking for, you have a tendency to go this way when that's supposed to happen. So it should be, you'll get it's a process, right? It takes a while to get that feeling and then to go, yes, that's it, and then be able to practice it over and over. So identifying it is actually the first step. So let's try to identify that feeling. Keep it nice and vertical. Still going wide.
Yeah, but I actually hit the note that time. But then, like, before, if I go like
Yeah,
this,
you're hitting the note.
it doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue with your mouth as much as your throat. I think
For some reason, like, whenever I don't open up and give myself, like, more of a space, like that, I can hit the note more. But then if I go like this, if I can feel it in the back, like, kind of close off.
I just don't believe that your neck is actually relaxed. So above the hyoid bone, your neck. Like I say that we should have relaxation in the neck, but on this note, if above your hyoid bone is tense, it's not going to sound as good. So do me a favor, if you can find the base of your tongue essentially above your hyoid bone, it can be lowered and stretched, and it can be sort of harder if it's lowered and stretched. But if it's tense and it's not lowered and stretched, I sense that the base of the tongue and right above the hyoid bone is tensing up to get that note out. And you might be getting it, but it's not a nice vibrant tone because there's tension. You're young enough and flexible enough to where it's sort of working right now. And yes, for the moment, it does sound better. But I believe that if you're able to relax this muscle here, essentially the entire base of the tongue, then the note will sound better.
Okay.
But that forces you to put support somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Okay, let me try.
I feel your pain. Like, I get it. I've been there. You know, I've been like, well, this note sounds better right now if I do it this way. Well, in the long run, I think it'll be better for you if you're able to relax those. So if you need to put some hands there to, like, actually get some feedback, that's fine. But it's got to be above the hyoid bone. And without being the teacher and being able to, like, find your hyoid bone for you, I have to just trust that you know your own anatomy. It should be relatively squishy above your hyoid bone if you're relaxed. Does that make sense? So a stretched muscle can be tense, but it's not the same kind of tension as one that's flexed. All right? So if you want to sing this with some, like, have a little litmus test while you're doing it, you can do that, okay? But don't flex it.
Was that right?
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
I'm really not sure why it was that easy, like, all of a sudden to do that. You must be brilliant.
I'm very in tune with
Yeah, well, could you feel what you did?
Okay, what I also added, like, I did everything that you told me, but what I added to it was when I breathe, I made, like, a visual of, like, a back door opening in the back of my throat.
Okay.
Which I think kind of helped me. Like, I think half the battle of singing is having an imagination of, like, what's...
Sure.
Like, tricking your brain, I guess, into, like...
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I think...
you know what the problem is with it? I mean, absolutely do that. Always do that. The problem is I can't tell you what that visual is going to be.
No, it's personal.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. But like I said, I'm like a super visual person, so I try to imagine... Like I said, like, when I'm going like this, I feel like I can literally feel like there's a close in the back. So then I tried to, like, and open up the back and let the air go out. And so I feel like that helped.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Your mouth didn't move. Your throat stayed relatively relaxed. It seemed like it was more stretchy than flexed. I mean, yeah. And I didn't see any of these sternocleidomastoids engaging, nothing. It was so much easier.
No, it just came out. Okay, let's try it again, though, because maybe it was a fluke.
Yeah, your mouth didn't move, which is what I was looking for. It could be a little bit more vertical if you want my preference, but the fact that it didn't move is a huge improvement. So
I try to hold
just
it.
dropped jaw.
I try to hold it to the top because, like, of
You
the-
can.
of my camera.
Whatever you do has to be in tempo, though. It can't just be held at your whim.
Then I go.
Mm-hmm. You were thinking about it too much. You spread.
I know,
Let
but
your
I
body
hit
do
it
the
faster
work.
than I usually do, so I think it's progress. But no,
And focus on it. You know what I mean? Like, just keep it. Trust your body. Trust the support, and go. Yes, ma'am.
right.
That sounds way
my
better.
My eyes were crazy, but the rest of my face was like this. So
Yeah, but did you sense that alignment?
yeah, I think it's
It's
like,
right
it's
in
kind of
line.
I don't know. I still spread.
Yep. It needs to be better alignment. Yeah, you lost your trust and your support on that one, but you didn't spread. Keep the airflow going. Trust your resonance and support. You squeezed it. You squeezed it. So at the top, you still have to flow through. I'll buy that. Make sure your mouth is a little bit less spread. It's got to be more stretchy. You're still holding a little bit here. Yeah. As soon as you put your hands there and thought that, yeah. That's incredible.
Did it do right?
Yeah. Does it
Yeah.
feel wrong?
No, but I didn't know if I self-consciously spread because I'm so like used to it.
You didn't. You didn't. That one did start off spread.
It started off spread.
Yeah. As soon as you started. Yeah. So it's a little bit out of control because it's new.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. At the top, it still
But-
felt like I had the note, but it wasn't as strong as it, or I don't know.
I understand. But it's in a different place.
Yeah.
It's in a really stretchy spot that you just can't control. You can't put your finger on it. It's not something you can control. It comes with practice. Same thing. That was brilliant. I have to tell you, that was really great.
Do I need
That was
to stretch
different.
more at the top? Like again, like do a second stretch at the top.
I'm not sure. So the way I'm describing it is more of the way it sounds as a result of good technique. If I tell you it's stretchy, I'm not always getting the result that I'm wanting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do up here is tell you when it's right, and hopefully you remember what you were thinking.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Does this engage immediately?
No. I think it only engages the top.
Yeah, it should be. You should try to make that as soft as possible.
It's very soft and doesn't move until.
That's better.
I didn't feel it move that.
That time, yeah, that was good.
I spread
Yeah,
always.
it didn't sound terrible, but we haven't done a lot of spread stuff, so keep it not spread. Yeah, that's getting there. You wanted to spread it, but then you fixed it. Yeah, you're sort of clenching it on the top. So let's try to focus on just making sure that this stays consistent, relaxed, and in the same place. Yeah, you spread. And if you spread, you're not going to hit the note. Do it again. Let me listen to it one more time. See if I can hear pushing in it. Better. You're fighting that spread feeling, but we haven't ever hit that note. So that's good. Let's stop there. Let's do some De Vieni. Don't worry about the recit. Even there, just trust that it will come out. Yeah, good. Pause there. Because it didn't happen on the second one either. So, no note is more important than the other, but you got to sing through the phrase.
Was I keeping
So
vertical?
you were keeping pretty well vertical. Actually, as you went down low, you were too vertical. It started to sound like you were taught by a baritone. So, so when you sing up high, make sure you're singing through it, not just at it. De vieni non tardar, right? De vieni non. The most important note in a phrase is the one before you breathe. Because that's the one that's going to keep you, if you have that last note in line, that means the rest of it was. The high note is not the important part. I swear.
No, I know it's not, but it's obviously hard to not emphasize it because it's high. It just comes out. Okay,
Yeah, if you keep it vertical and stretch into it and just keep through the phrase like it's not important, it'll sound better. And don't feel like you have to be vertical down low.
Okay.
From C and up. Wonderful. Sing through that.
I felt like I was.
The G got in your way.
The pergoder.
It should be more mush mouth. Pergoder.
Okay, let me try.
Through it, crescendo through that phrase. Sing it through. Yeah, all the way through. Good. Breathe. Through. Yeah, you had a little bit too much emphasis on those individual notes, that last couple measures. Can you go from finché l'aria è ancora brunail? Brunail.
I think that's the part.
Sing through those notes. Sing through them.
Which ones? All of them? Or?
Whenever you have a leap, you're singing it like you have a leap. I know that's really weird and confusing, but you have to sing like it's a half step apart.
Okay, let me try thinking of that.
Yeah, so that's a trick from Renee Fleming that I caught from a masterclass that she did, right? So if you think of it like that, so again, this goes back to looking at music on a page.
Yeah, I know. It
versus what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know the distance in your throat when you stretch the vocal folds? It's teeny tiny. I mean, it takes some accuracy, but it's not far.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not, like, not even close. If you jump an octave, that looks a little bit extreme. But, I mean, it's still, like, it looks extreme, but it's still, you're talking centimeters at most. In most cases, it's millimeters, right? I mean, your voice is about the size of a dime.
I know. It's scary.
When you look at intervals on a page, it looks further than what's actually happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Think of it like that half step. It really works.
Did it get better this time?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you if it's bad. I try to tell you up front if it's bad.
Okay.
I try not to always put it like that, but, you know. Sing through it. Sing through it. You know what helps me, too, in my practice when I'm on my own? Is I'll find like the most medium note in a phrase, and I'll just sing the whole phrase on that medium note. Because that'll help me get the legato.
Being like per
you ever heard
or
of pitch
there.
centricity?
Yes, but I can't tell you the actual definition.
So like the medium note between go and there is like B flat or C. So I would choose B flat or C and sing the whole phrase on just one note so I could get the legato. You hear how you're resetting? Yeah, you see how much different that feels than when you add the intervals to it? Yeah, you're going go. You can do it more smoothly, but it's got to be crescendo as you're going to der on the slur down crescendo. Yeah, do you feel how? So to me, that sounded even. To you, it sounded like you crescendoed. That's a trick. Okay. When you have a downward leap like that, you crescendo through it.
Okay. Mein Herr Marquis, einen wie Sie, so besser das verstehen.
Beautiful.
Darum rate ich, ja genaue sich, die Leute anzusehen. Die Hand ist doch wohl so fein.
So what's that? Just mark that timestamp so you can go back to it. It's just a few seconds before what you just stopped at. So it's die Hand ist doch. So you can enunciate this a lot, but I want you to smoothen it out. Die Hand ist doch wohl zu. No. What you're doing actually is putting the consonant on the beat. And we need the vowel on the beat.
Okay.
So it needs to blend together a little bit. Die Hand ist doch wohl zu finden. Even in German, we have that same airplane or we have that same river running over the rocks. It's never stopping. Okay? Can you go from there? So smoother. Die Hand ist doch wohl zu finden. Ha 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 ha.
Die Hand ist doch wohl zu finden.
Yeah, good. So now, when you repeat those notes, crescendo a little bit more. And then when you have that interval, don't punch it and keep it tall.
Okay.
Remember, it's only a half step from where you just came from in your mind. Brilliant. great. Vertical. Vertical here too. Vertical. Vertical. Vertical here. Don't cheat that. It went a little bit spread. Beautiful.
Herr Marquis, sind Sie?
Second verse.
Mit dem Profil hebrischen Stil beschreibt mich Natur.
Remember, it's a half step apart. Half step apart.
Gesicht schon Lügen spricht, so sehen Sie die Figur.
Keep this vertical. Good. More vertical than that. Brava. Beautiful. Make sure this is vertical. Make sure the top ones are vertical. Vertical. Bravo. This ending needs to be vertical. Vertical, vertical, vertical. Vertical. Everything leading up to that was out of this world good. That last note was not vertical at all. It was definitely spread. However, the D before that was spinny and easy. Yeah. And the thing is, too, the reason why, so was it completely vertical on that one? Not really. But what helps you is everything before that was.
Yeah, okay.
So even if you get yourself into a bind, as long as you stay consistent throughout the whole song, you're giving those muscles that would naturally engage incorrectly, but nonetheless, you're giving those muscles that engage a chance to relax, so that if they do engage, you actually have a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do that cadenza again. It didn't stay vertical. So do me a favor. Put your hands here. Do that one more time and put your hands here, because it didn't want to stay vertical. Still wide.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really. Not for if you want it to be the best sound you can make. Yes. Yes. So I know that felt unstable and it was kind of wiggly, but that was the exact right place.
Yeah, and it actually came out with spin. So.
Yeah. Holy
It's
cow.
just
So
hard. I don't know why. Like everyone who's
but the thing
watching,
is, it's not.
this is like
If
a
everything's
weird-
lined up, but the difference, the register that you're able to access when the mouth is vertical and this is not engaged is tremendous. It will open up a whole new world for you because it will affect everything that comes below it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's astounding. Phenomenal job. I'm sorry.